sigma r goes 1 to 5 minus 1 raised to r into 1 upon 3r minus 1 into 3r plus 2. Is that right? And we were supposed to set up the telescopic sum. Now,
Sir, the numerator was 6r.
It was 6r plus 1.
Yes.
1.
6r plus 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we intend to do this. What? 3r minus 1 minus plus, or maybe let us say minus 1 upon 3r plus 2. But then we have this minus 1 raised to be taken care. So suppose we write minus 1 raised to r here. We are putting r is equal to r plus 1 in this to get this. So this should be minus 1 r plus 1. Okay. Now we will have to cross check whether this split that we have done is exactly equal to this or not. If yes, then our telescopic setup is done, because if we put r is equal to r plus 1 in the first term, we get the second term and it is separated by negative sign. Now, so as to simplify this, this is minus 1 raised to r plus 1. So we take minus 1 common, minus 1 raised to r. Okay. So what remains inside is 1 upon 3r minus 1. And if we take minus 1 raised to r common, then 1 minus 1 still stays there, because we are taking only minus 1 raised to r common. So 1 minus 1 stays there, which makes it minus minus plus 1 upon 3r plus 2. Okay. Then this is equal to minus 1 raised to r inside bracket 6r plus 1 upon 3r minus 1 into 3r plus 2. So it is exactly equal to what is there inside summation. So this tallies, and therefore our telescopic setup is sigma r goes from 1 to 5 minus 1 raised to r upon 3r minus 1 minus minus 1 raised to r plus 1 upon 3r plus 2. And therefore the answer is smaller term, put 1. So minus 1 raised to 1 is minus 1, and here it is 2. And then for bigger term you put 5, so 6, that becomes positive 1, and therefore minus sign survives. So minus 1 divided by 15, 16, 17. So this is the answer. 34, 17, 18, 19. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I use another method.
Yes, sir.
What is another method?
Sir, I kept it as same upon that 1 upon 3r minus 1 plus 1 upon 3r plus 2. And I said the telescopic setup will be formed in this one, because if we put odd value, then we get two negative terms, and if we put even value, then we get two odd terms, and the odd terms will cancel out the even terms. As in the second odd term will cancel out the first even term, and the second even term will be cancelled out by the next pair of odds first term. That's why again telescopic setup is created, and we get the whole thing in place, and we get minus 1 by 2 minus 1 upon 7.
Now you mean to say this one, this is the telescopic setup you mean?
Yes, sir.
This one?
Yes, sir. That if we just write it like that, then we need to give a reason why it is. Sir, and I just give the reason.
Yeah, but then it is one and the same. I mean, it is not different method. This
Yes.
step has come from here, where explaining telescopic setup is very easy. Explaining telescopic
Yes.
setup at this stage is absolutely easy. No need to explain also. And if you simplify this, you get this.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, next problem is sigma r goes from 1 to n r into r factorial.
Excuse me, sir, I have a doubt.
When you are dealing with factorial notation, one notch up difficult problem. So you need to know some tricks, one of them which I am going to show you now. The first trial that you should make is, if you have two factorials further with a negative sign in between, what will happen to this? I mean, that experiment you need to do. This is that way. This is first problem, and therefore relatively easy. So, is this a telescopic setup? Yes. Put r is equal to r minus 1 in first term, I get the second. So this is a telescopic sum, and there is a minus some sign inward. But if we simplify this, I can take out r factorial common. What remains inside bracket is r plus 1 minus 1, and it makes r into r factorial. That is what is given to us, and therefore the answer is going to be sigma r goes from 1 to n r plus 1 factorial minus r factorial. That is the telescopic setup. However, it is bigger term minus smaller term. Therefore, bigger index will go with bigger term, n plus 1 factorial minus 1 factorial is the answer. N plus 1 factorial minus 1. That is the answer. Now again, sir, how do you realize that it should be split like this? Experiment. Okay, so it is trial and error. You try something, check if it works. No, go and try something else. Okay, let me give you a couple of more factorial notation problems now. Okay, one couple of more problems on factorial notation. Next is sigma r goes from 1 to n r square plus 1 into r factorial is equal to r square plus 1. Now, why was the earlier problem difficult? Earlier problem was difficult. Look here, look on board. Earlier problem was difficult because when we simplified this bracket, one got cancelled with this one, and therefore decoding is difficult. From here to here in this direction, decoding is difficult. From this direction, it is easy. Difficult. And therefore you require experience. Similar thing is going to happen here also. Something will get cancelled out, and we cannot dream of that cancellation and put those terms in place. But if we have experience, if we have done some trials, you will get it. Now in this case, the answer is r into r plus 1 factorial minus r minus 1 into r factorial is first term and second term. If I put r is equal to r minus 1 in first term, I get second term. Is there a minus sign in between? Yes. So this is a telescopic set. Let us simplify this. Take out r factorial common inside bracket r into r plus 1. and minus r minus 1. Let us simplify the bracket and see whether we want what we get. What we want. R square plus r minus r plus 1 is equal to r factorial into r square plus 1. That is same as this. And therefore telescopic setup is done. Sigma r goes from 1 to n, r into r plus 1 factorial minus r minus 1 into r factorial. This is our telescope, which is equal to, put bigger term n, so n into n plus 1 factorial minus, the moment you put r here, it becomes 0 into 1 factorial, which is 0, and therefore your answer is n into n plus 1 factorial.
Say r plus 1 square into
Okay.
r factorial.
Next problem is sigma r goes from 1 to n, r square plus 3r plus 1 times r factorial. This is sigma r goes from 1 to n, r square plus 1 into r factorial plus 3 times sigma r goes from 1 to n, r into r factorial. Okay. It seems this is the only way to solve this problem. So r square plus 1 answer was, where is it? This one, no?
Yes.
This answer, n into n plus 1 factorial plus 3 times, what was the answer for that? N plus 1 factorial minus 1 inside bracket. So this is the answer. You do some simplification, eventually you will get the answer. Next problem is sigma z goes from sigma z goes from 1 to 10, z upon z plus 1 factorial. One upon z factorial minus 1 upon z plus 1 factorial. Let us simplify. LCM will be z plus 1 factorial. Correct? Numerator will be z plus 1 minus 1, which is equal to z upon factorial. So it is given. So this is sigma. This is telescopic setup, which is equal to first term 1 upon 1 factorial minus 1 upon 11 factorial. This is your answer. Next.
Sir, I directly went. I didn't do experiments.
Next problem is sigma r goes from 1 to 24, 1 upon radical r plus 1 plus radical r. Unless denominator gets factorized, we will not be able to split, and therefore in this case it is not possible to get the denominator factorized, and hence we have to think of rationalizing. You can rationalize by multiplying with r plus 1, radical r plus 1 minus radical r, and if you multiply it in the denominator, you get r plus 1 minus r, which is equal to 1, and hence you have a telescopic setup. R is equal to 1 to 24. This is what happens after rationalization, and you get sigma r goes from 1 to 24 radical r plus 1 minus radical r, which is root 25 minus root 1, which is equal to 4. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So the trick is rationalize. Next,
Sir, here don't we have to consider -5 also as root of 25?
no, it has to be positive. It has to be positive. That is one reason. I mean, okay, that is a good question. Why not -5 here is a question. Why not -5 here? -5 minus 1, so -6. Two reasons for that. First reason is, by definition, this symbol is called radical and it is non-negative square root of non-negative number. Okay. So the answer for radical 25, which is given in the problem, radical, is always 5. Radical 25 is always plus 5. Square root of 25. Suppose the question is like this: square root of 25. Yes. Then either it is plus 5 or minus 5. Okay. But if it is given radical 25, it is always plus 5. Non-negative square root of a non-negative number. That is definition of radical. Okay, I will spend good amount of time on this when I find some time. Okay. Now, that is one reason why the 4 answer is correct. And the other reason is, if you just keep on writing all these numbers one by one, first number will be 1 upon root 2 plus root 1. So it's a positive number. Plus 1 upon root 3 plus root 2. This is a positive number. There is no reason why summation of all positive numbers will become negative. And that is another reason why the answer 4 is correct and -6 is not correct. But it was very good question, Anaga. Okay. Next problem. R radical R minus R radical R plus 1 plus R radical R plus 1 upon radical R square plus R. First thing that you should do is you should write down this problem in your notebook. Fear value of this problem is very high. It is R into radical R minus R minus 1 radical R plus 1 divided by radical R into radical R plus 1. Sigma R goes from 1 to 50, which is equal to sigma R goes from 1 to 15 R upon radical R plus 1 minus R minus 1 upon radical R. Yes or no? Is it
Yes, sir.
big?
Yes, sir.
Yes. For put which is a bigger term, first term is a bigger term. So it is a 15 upon,
By 4.
15 upon root 64 minus 0 is equal to 15 upon 4. That is how it needs to be solved. Okay, next sum is sigma z goes from 8 to 16 upon z plus 1 raised to 2 by 3 plus z plus 1 into z raised to 1 by 3 plus z raised to 2 by 3. This is interesting.
The cursor is only moving.
What is not visible? Board is not visible?
No, sir.
Cursor
It is
just
visible.
moving.
Okay. So consider x cube minus y cube factorization. It is x minus y into x square plus xy plus y square. Now we denote x is equal to z plus 1 raised to 1 by 3 and y is equal to z raised to 1 by 3, not 2, 3. Then the second factor in the factorization would become z plus 1 raised to 2 by 3 plus z plus 1 into z raised to 3 plus z raised to 2 by 3, which is the denominator which is given to us. And therefore, if you have this factor in the denominator, this factor in the denominator, then you have to multiply and divide by x minus y to rationalize it. Therefore, multiplying the given equation by x minus, that is z plus 1 raised to 1 by 3 minus z raised to 1 by 3. Numerator z plus 1 raised to 1 by 3 minus z raised to 1 by 3. So we are not changing the ratio, just multiplying and dividing by the same number. Now if you observe, the denominator would become x cube minus y, which is z plus 1 raised to 1 by 3 raised to 3, that is z plus 1 minus y cube, z raised to 3 raised to 3 is z. So denominator is 1. And the numerator is z plus 1 raised to 1 by 3 minus z raised to 1 by 3, which is our telescopic setup. And therefore the answer is going to be, first bracket is going to be 64 raised to 1 by 3. And second term is going to be minus 8 raised to 1 by 3. And hence this is equal to 4 minus 2, which is 2. Can you believe that such a bad expression, when added from 8 to 63, if you just write it in terms of plus, plus, plus something, it is going to be such a bad irrational looking expression. But when you add these many terms, the summation is going to be equal to integer 2. That is because this problem is designed like this. See, this problem is designed like this only. You start with z plus 1 raised to 1 by 3 minus z raised to 1 by 3. Is this a telescope? Yes. Now you damage this term algebraically so that it is extremely difficult to get back to restore that position. Restore this particular position. So if I want to damage this, you multiply by x plus 1 raised to, multiply by this factor. Which factor? Multiply and divide by this factor. So this is the factor for this, and therefore you end up getting 1 in the numerator and a very bad term in the denominator. That is how the problem is designed. Do you understand? Design of the problem.
Yes.
Okay. So that is where we are going to stop our discussion today on telescopic sums. You will practice lot of telescopic sum at home. If you have difficulties in those, we will discuss them in class. So I stop.